haste on Tifa. Not that she needs it, because she's
It's
super
your
fast
turn.
as it is.
We're kinda in a hurry.
Need a breather.
Let me. It's on you. I'll show you what I can do.
Kiraga.
Don't overdo it.
All set.
Minute break. Dolphin Fury.
I'm coming. One more shot. Why don't you lead the way?
Taking over. All right.
Just go away. Okay, let me handle this. Hang in there. Watch yourself. I'll take care of them.
Nice. Right when Leviathan was about to do his final hit. It's okay.
Bring it.
Nice. Take him out, please. Glorious. Ray of Judgment.
Gotta go for it now.
Now. Be gone.
Nice. Nice. This is all stuff in the future.
We did it.
Really?
Right.
You have a little bit more. Staggered.
See ya.
Infinity's End.
I'm ending this.
True Strike.
Barry, go for it.
Ain't no stopping us now.
No one can stop this train. Stardust Ray. They did both the limit breaks together.
Gotcha.
Nice. Oh, all of these are glimpses in the future.
Did we beat him? Think so. Go on.
Last one.
Think so. This one's for you.
Take that. Infinity's End.
Barry, now's your chance.
I'm gonna show you what
Thank you. Yes. So many things are getting leveled up. Oh, so much foreshadowing. What else?
Gotcha.
Aerith. Cast Eroga on that punk.
Watch out for high winds. This'll hurt.
Hit points and MP fully restored. For what? Is there another boss after this?
we?
Why did you shake your head?
I'm waiting, Cloud.
The game's not over, Cloud. It's only the first part of many. Oh gosh, is there another fight?
What the hell is this?
This is...
Meteor!
Sephiroth.
Oh my gosh. Holy... Shinra. He just threw the Shinra at us. What a Japanese anime thing to do. And Cloud's just slicing through the trains right in half with the sword. That's what another anime thing to do. We've got some advent children stuff going on right now, folks. Can I just Omni Slash his face right now?
Let's finish this.
Oh, great.
Fate is not to be taken lightly, Cloud.
Shut up!
That wasn't as strong as I thought it would be. Should I use Celerity? I think I'll try without it for right now.
Enjoy.
I see.
I blocked it. Still blocked it. Focus thrust.
Come, Cloud.
You dreaming of me?
Use a Mega Potion.
Second wind. Got it. Get ready.
Nope.
Going in.
Even when he's staggered.
I see.
Infinity's end.
It's over.
He recovers from that way too fast.
The planet will claim you. Beg for forgiveness. Allegiance with the
I mean, I'm gonna take magic, whatever magic you throw at me.
Will you weep for me?
Ain't dead yet. No holding back.
Nope, not today, bub.
Any time now. Try this.
Ride from me.
I can do this all day.
Enjoy.
Steady.
Ooh, my limit break's going up.
Second wind.
Sorry, too slow, Sephiroth.
Get
Beg
ready.
for forgiveness.
Your mom. Literally. Literally your mom. Seriously, are we doing some Advent Children stuff now?
Did you miss me?
Yes.
Not really. He's tough.
Yeah? So what? Screw him.
It's on you.
I'll show you what I can do.
Haste.
We gotta give it our all.
Yeah, we're in trouble now, stop. Now that we're both
Can you take
hasted,
over
it's
for
like
me?
there's 4 of us.
Here it comes.
That wasn't... Stop it!
Nice.
You're mine.
I love this. And I have my limit break.
Gotta give it my all.
Nice.
One more shot!
Nice.
Barrett!
Better late than never.
Let's go.
Here we go. He's one-winged. What a surprise.
You're kind of...
Take the lead.
Watch it learn.
Bang bang.
I'll take care of them. And catch! Show me what you can do!
Don't overdo it.
So taking him down.
Go on!
You got this.
I'll show you what I can do.
My turn.
Make a potion. Jeez. Come on. Just in time. Thank you, Cloud.
I'll take care of them.
Don't look away.
What the?
It's okay. It's okay, Eris. I got you.
Beg for forgiveness.
You know what? Sick him, Shiva. Slow him down.
Don't let me down, y'all.
Tagging out.
Taking over. I'm waiting.
Music. Yo, dodge this.
I'm coming!
Let's do this.
Go on! This one's for you!
Nice. Had enough?
Steady.
Let's get the haste up.
Let's pick up the pace!
Yeah, that's not gonna stop us. Exactly. Sorry to disappoint. Go Shiva, go. You wait till our limit break comes out. Overcharge. Barret.
We're kinda in a hurry.
Now you're toast. All of us have haste.
Oh, the memories.
This point is going down. Get him!
Dance, asshole.
Nice. Stagger him. Stagger him, Cloud. Regen.
One more shot! What the?
Let's throw some magic your way.
You'll be blown away! Stay back!
Aerith. Go, girl.
I won't let anyone hurt you!
You're done. You're done, son.
Anytime now.
This one's for you!
Nice. He's almost down. Oh. Point blank.
Fine, I'm okay.
Yeah, not impressed.
That's it!
I don't think so. Give that Cloud.
Here it comes.
And catch! Don't let him stop us!
He's counting down.
Go on!
It's okay. You can out down only once.
Let me hear you wail.
Mega Potion on Cloud.
Back to good now.
Come on.
Get him! You died.
I love this medley. Mega Potion on Aerith. Overcharge. Aerith. Let's get haste up, girl.
We're kinda in a hurry.
Come on.
Shall I give you despair?
Oh, no, you don't. The Heartless use stealth right here, folks. Overcharge. Finally.
We get him.
Yes, I think so. Nice! Tifa came in for the kill steal.
About time you showed.
Nice.
We can do this. We can. We can change it. Make it right.
Oh, snap. This is so cool. This is so epic. Yes, Advent children. That was neat. I love that. Now this looks like Kingdom Hearts. Oh. Is this the...
Careful now. That which lies ahead does not yet exist. Our world will become a part of it one day, but I will not end. Nor will I have you end.
This is...
The edge of creation. Cloud, lend me your strength. Let us defy destiny together.
Is he gonna punch him in the face? Oh.
Never.
Omni Slash? Oh, please. Limit Break? How? I'm not even gonna question how Cloud's teleporting. Don't care. Oh my goodness.
Not yet.
You haven't learned Omni Slash yet.
"7 seconds till the end. Time enough for you, perhaps. But what will you do with it? Let's see."
Oh, that's a beautiful looking sword. Rufus.
Mr. Vice President.
I think he's president now.
Mr. President.
Yeah, he's president now.
That's right. Genova's gone. Yeah, I don't like him. But we love to hate him. Wow. Wasn't this where Zack was? Stamp. There he is. I'm still confused about this part.
Wait. Was that all of them? Hey, Cloud. Do you see that?
I've never seen this game so bright. It's an amazing contrast.
Here.
Thank you.
This is nice. I'm glad we get to see this. Get to see them trying to recover from the tragedy. It leaves us with hope, right? Seventh heaven. There's Marl. Oh. Is that Biggs? Is that Biggs? Biggs! Oh. Biggs is alive! I'm so happy.
Marlene,
Honey!
How about Jesse? Oh, the plant is actually...
Daddy?
Aww.
Marlene! I'll come back.
Yeah. We're out of Midgar.
So, what now?
Sephiroth. As long as he's still out there,
I thought you beat him.
Well... no. That was just the beginning.
We can. We will. Count me in.
If it's to be a hunt, you could use a nose like mine.
I'm in too. Bastard wants to destroy the whole planet, doesn't he?
Got
An enemy of hers is an enemy of Avalanche.
gotta do it for Marlene.
Almost there, Cloud. We're almost there.
So this is what happened in the past. Yeah, this is what happened in the past. Oh, Zack.
I miss it. The steel sky.
I would be lost, drifting along,
The unknown journey will continue.
floating up high, time after time, and there you'd be, shining
Thank you, Tetsuya Nomura, and everyone who's involved in this project. There you guys have it. That was Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1. Because for those of you who never played the original game, that whole part of the story was just a fraction of the original game. Probably about well, maybe like not even 20%, I want to say. Not even 20% of the game. And it was, yeah, because it's everything that happened in Midgar. There's a lot that happens in one city before you even leave and end up on the world map, which is unlike most other JRPGs. Normally, like, you get to the world map fairly early, but everything that happens in Midgar takes many hours. In fact, I was actually semi-surprised the first time I played the game that the entire game just didn't take place in the city, because the city was just so huge and so well designed, and there was so much I thought you could explore in the city, and we didn't even like explore all the city. We stayed in a couple of districts, well, 3 districts in the lower, 3 of the lower slum districts, and then a couple up above. But yeah, so I was pleasantly surprised that when we got to this point in the game and we reached the world map, I'm like, whoa, like there's an entire world out there that the game is meant to explore, not just in this one city. So I'm gonna start by saying I if you could not tell, I love this game. It was exactly what I expected out of a remake of the Final Fantasy game. The music, the soundtrack, first of all, amazing. Soundtrack was amazing. Obviously the graphics were just gorgeous. Beautiful game. And I love how you don't actually get to see the game bright until the very, very end, just to provide that contrast, because everything in Midgar was just either really dark or really grungy. So I love that we were able to have that shift in the color palette at the end. Voice acting, I thought was well done, was very well done. I thought that this was a perfect example of how to do a remake right. Another game that I thought was a perfect example of how to do a remake right, that was recently released, was Resident Evil 2. The Resident Evil 2 remake was perfect in that they kept many of the elements of Resident Evil 2 the same. Like, they respected a lot of the original material, the original game, but still managed to add new stuff to it. But the new stuff still respected the original, and the new stuff enhanced the original and didn't take away from it. Because I've seen many other games that would like remake or reboot, or even not even just games, even like shows or movies that reboot and remake, that diverted too much away from the original and did not respect the original enough that it just didn't work. One example, a movie example, is the Super Mario movie. That was a train wreck disaster, because it just did not honor and respect the original material enough. That was another reason why so many people complained so much when the first few trailers of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie came out recently, is because they didn't stay true to the look of Sonic. And they compared it with another movie, the Detective Pikachu movie, that did actually honor a lot of the original material. So what I'm trying to say is this game did just that perfectly. Like, this game maintained, there were so many parts where I could see scene by scene, I was like, those little details, that's exactly how it happened in the remake. Like how they boarded in the car and who sat where in the car at the end with a motorcycle, and even like the camera angles, like, everything just felt right. And I hope that people like myself who are hardcore fans of this game felt the same way. It seems like from the reviews that the consensus is that they agreed with me that this was extremely well done. So the other thing that I really liked about this game is that they added a lot of new stuff. The side quests were awesome. Side quests were very important because they weren't just fetch quests. Some of them were, but they were at least disguised well enough in the sense that there was like story development, there was plot development, there was character development. It got a chance for you to get to know more of the citizens of Midgar, so that they weren't just, random named PCs that you didn't really care about. So that gave us a little bit of attachment. We got to see more of the other members of Avalanche, Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge, which I love, because I don't think we got enough of them in the original game. They made a few changes to the plot, like the Avalanche members seem to survive, because Biggs, Jesse, and Wedge all died in the original, and in this one, Wedge, well, I'm not even sure. I don't know if Wedge actually survived, because the way that the last we saw him, I think there was an implication that he didn't make it, so I don't know. But clearly, we saw Biggs. Biggs clearly survived, and that's different. But we didn't see Jesse, so maybe Jesse's still dead. I don't know. But, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with those changes. There was another, slight change with what happened to Barrett at the end with Sephiroth, when Sephiroth kind of, shank. That shocked me, because I was thinking, wait, did they just make a huge change in the storyline to kill off Barrett right here? Because I was like, that would be crazy. Not necessarily in a awful way. Of course, I want Barrett to live, obviously. But I thought that would be a really interesting, bold choice to divert from the original. But it ended up being a fake out, and I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. Yeah, so I like that there were some elements that were new, so that even people, veterans who played this game tons of times, still were able to be on their toes and not be, not completely, know exactly what's going to happen next. I like the added mission with Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse to visit Jesse's house, and then, the extra motorcycle scene was really cool. I know that probably the biggest complaint is that this remake is not the full game, the full original Final Fantasy VII game. It's only a fraction of it, and I don't know how many people who go into this game understand that. I feel like there probably are a good number of people who go into this thinking this is the entire full game of the original PS1, only to realize later that it's not. And I think a lot of people might get really upset about that and complain that, oh, what, like I have to now go out and buy a new game? Well, I mean, this was a, 40, 50, whatever, 70 hour, if you get every single last thing, including the new game plus, 50 some hour game. This is a full game. It's a full game. The Final Fantasy VII story is a long story. I mean, in the original PS1, yeah, it was, an older game from 20 years ago, but it had 4 discs, and that 4 discs still had many, many hours of gameplay in it. So, I personally am perfectly happy that they did this way, because that allowed them to really pack each element with a lot of depth and a lot of content. I think if they were trying to just release this as the full game, you would have gotten a much shallower version of this story. And I think ultimately, I would much rather have this depth. I would much rather have these games separated into different parts and get the full depth of content, even if it meant that I had to get multiple parts of it. I feel like it really is sort of the sequels to a movie or a show or something. How many parts is it going to be? As of this recording, nobody knows yet. I'm guessing it's probably going to take 3 or 4. I'm guessing it might be a trilogy. It might be a trilogy. I feel like they could get this done in 3, but I don't see them having to spend more than 4 parts on this. But I feel like they might end up doing it as a trilogy. We shall see. So, yeah, I know that for a lot of people, they really don't like that this is divided up into parts, and I think a lot of people are like, now I have to wait X number of years for the next one, which is true, but I guess for me, I never have had an issue with waiting for another game, even years later, because there's always other games, always, to distract me in the meantime. It's not like I'm hurting on, not being able to play anything for the time that I'm waiting for the next game to come. I mean, take Dragon Age Inquisition, for example. How many years have been waiting for the next Dragon Age Inquisition? Take Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts, I think, is a little more extreme. Kingdom Hearts, we waited like 15, 17 years or something crazy like that for the next game. And then don't even get me started to all of you people who I know have been waiting for Half-Life 3 or Borderlands 3. I don't think Borderlands 3 was nearly as bad as Half-Life 3, but so I personally think that Square Enix made the right decision of splitting this up into parts. I applaud them for it. I know that in the end that means you guys, have to shell out more money for the individual parts, but I think you get what you pay for, honestly. You get what you pay for, and this, I spent, I got the first class edition, so this was not a cheap game. It was worth it. Every last penny that I spent on this game was worth it. Even if it was just a fraction of the original, I truly believe I got my money's worth. And I think that the company, the developers, everybody who worked on this game deserves my money. Deserves to have it, because the quality is so good. You can see how beautiful and amazing quality this game is. It's worth that amount. It's worth, and I hope that the next part is going to be just as good quality. I'm hoping that they will continue on and realize that this game was a success, and they know why it was a success, and will not let the fans down, because I don't think they let them down this time in the next installment. So yeah. The one part of this game that did kind of bother me, and I will preface this by saying that I don't want to completely stand by this opinion until after I've seen the entire story, actually gone through the parts, is I'm not quite sure about the whispers, or the things that I kept calling dementors or nobodies, which is hilarious because Kingdom Hearts Kingdom Hearts is essentially a Disney and Final Fantasy crossover. Cloud and friends do appear in Kingdom Hearts, so it almost felt like whenever the whispers came along that Sora was about to jump in with Donald and Goofy, because it totally seemed like a scene from Kingdom Hearts if Donald and Goofy jumped into the world of Final Fantasy and ended up in Midgar, and that I just couldn't help but feel that way. So the whispers were a new addition to the plot, and I'm not sure 100% how I feel about it, because my gut reaction right now after playing through this whole part is I just don't understand. I don't know if they really add anything. I don't understand if their purpose really is warranted in because I just felt like the story was really strong and solid enough without having these random Dementor looking things in it too. So my gut reaction is right now feeling like they're kind of taking away from the plot, because I just don't see why they're necessary, because they're like the arbiters of fate, or going around making sure that people don't deviate from what is fate, what's supposed to happen. It's just like an extra supernatural thing that just it doesn't sit well with me at the moment. It doesn't. Again, I will reserve my complete opinion till after, once we actually get to the end of this entire storyline and get to the rest of the parts. But for right now, the purpose that these whispers seem to be serving just feels unnecessary. So I think that's my only criticism for this game, at least plot-wise. But everything else, I think anything else that I'd criticize about this game is pretty nitpicky. I think that this game delivered way more than I expected that it would be. I was anxious originally about the combat system, like I said, because I really enjoyed the ATB meter, and I was super pleased by how well they were able to marry the real-time combat with the ATB combat of the classics. I thought that was just done as flawlessly as could be. I love how the combat wasn't easy, but I felt like it was for the most part. At the most part, I thought that the difficulty at normal, the difficulty was perfect. It wasn't too easy, but for the most part, it wasn't crazy frustrating. And even if you lost a battle, quite often you would just restart just before that battle had started. So it's not like you had to go all the way back from a previous save point and run through a whole slew of random battles, because that was really annoying. It had just enough of a challenge, so you had to be strategic, you had to play smart, you had to work with your positioning, you had to work with each of the characters' strengths and weaknesses and how they synergize with each other, and you had to really pick out your equipment and your materia and slotting, and it was just perfect. Chapter selection has now been unlocked. Open the main menu and access system chapter selection to replay your chapter from the beginning using your current characters, weapons, and materia. This is a great way to tackle uncompleted quests, find story elements you missed the first time through, and more thoroughly explore Midgar. Awesome. So, I don't think I'm going to record myself playing through all the extra stuff, because I think that just playing through the main storyline, along with all the side quests and stuff, was enough for me for this Let's Play. However, the one thing I do plan on recording as a bonus right after this is I'll be recording acquiring Bahamut, because I know that Bahamut is the final summon that you can acquire, but not until after you actually beat the game. So this does bring me to a lot of questions, and I know a lot of people are probably speculating on this, is how your data is going to affect the next part. I'm assuming what's going to happen is part 2 will allow you to load your data so that it actually gets, all of the equipment and the items and the materia and the the summoning materia, because I'm assuming that's why you get Bahamut, so that you can use Bahamut in the next game. I'm hoping that they do something where they do load your previous save, because lots of games have been doing that. Xenosaga, the Xenosaga series has done that, and Telltale Games, the series, has done that. So we have the technology, so I'm almost positive that's what's going to happen. I'm just curious though how that would work for someone who did not play this game, if they started, I guess, with part 2, for whatever the reason may be, if they started with part 2 and didn't have a save file to load, or maybe they lost their save file or whatever. I'm wondering how the game will handle that, because it seems like you would be in such a huge disadvantage. Maybe there'll be a default set of materia and items that you would start with. I'm guessing that's probably what it would be. and therefore, if you actually loaded, you probably would be at a great advantage if you loaded from this game versus just starting afresh in the next part. I don't know. It's a lot of things to think about. But yeah, so that was my Let's Play of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm so happy that I accomplished this. I am definitely looking forward to the next installment, but I don't need it now. I think that my hunger for Final Fantasy VII has been more than satiated, at least for the next few years. This is a game that I could find I can see myself replaying this game again, afresh. Maybe a new game plus, maybe completely fresh. This is something that will tide me over. It will definitely tide me over until the next part. And I don't think that we have to wait nearly as long for the next part, as long as like from 1997 to now. Like, I don't think we're going to be waiting 20 years for the next part. I think that would not be smart for Square anyway. Yeah, I am so excited, so pumped to continue to Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. I'm sure I will throw money at them again, however much, to get the next one, deservedly, without any regrets, because I feel like it's worth it. I feel like you get your money's worth. I really do. I think with the quality, if the quality of the next game is like this, I have no problem paying for what I get. No problem. So that's it for now. So I guess the next time you see me, I will be going after Bahamut. But until then, everybody, love yourselves and love each other.